Before you scroll away, just stay here for a moment. Take a slow breath. You don't have to do anything right now. You don't have to pretend that everything is okay. Just listen. Because maybe you've been carrying something in your heart that you haven't told anyone. Maybe you've been saying, "I'm fine," when deep down, you're not. Maybe you've been praying for the same thing for weeks, months, or even years. And lately, you've started wondering, "God, are you still listening? Why hasn't anything changed? Why does it feel like everyone else is moving forward while I'm still stuck here?" If that's where you are right now, I want you to remember something. You have not been forgotten. I know it may not feel that way. There are moments when God's silence can feel incredibly heavy. You pray, and nothing seems to happen. You wait, and the situation looks exactly the same. You ask for a door to open, and instead, another door closes. And after a while, it's easy to become tired. Not just physically tired. Your heart gets tired. You get tired of being strong, tired of hoping, tired of telling yourself that everything will eventually work out. And maybe you've reached a point where you don't even know what to pray anymore. If that's you, it's okay. You don't need perfect words. Sometimes the most honest prayer is simply, "God, I don't understand what you're doing, but I need you." That's enough. You don't have to hide your disappointment from God. You don't have to pretend that you're not hurting. Bring Him the real version of you. Bring the questions. Bring the fear. Bring the tears. Bring the disappointment. Bring everything. Because faith doesn't mean you never feel afraid. Faith means that even when you're afraid, you choose not to walk away. Think about how far you've already come. There were moments in your past when you genuinely thought, "I don't know how I'm going to get through this." And yet, you're still here. You made it through that difficult night. You survived that heartbreak. You got through that disappointment. You kept going after the person you trusted walked away. You picked yourself up after things didn't work out. Maybe you didn't come through those experiences without scars, but you came through them, and that matters. So please, don't look at your life today and assume this is how the rest of your life will look. This is a chapter. It isn't the whole story. Sometimes we mistake a difficult season for a permanent destination, but seasons change. The winter doesn't last forever. The night doesn't last forever. And the pain you're experiencing today doesn't have to define your tomorrow. Maybe you've been asking, why did that door close? Maybe you still don't understand why that relationship ended, why that opportunity disappeared, why something you prayed so hard for didn't happen. And honestly, you may not have the answer right now. But there are things we only understand when we look backward. One day, you may look at something you once cried over and realize, that closed door protected me. That ending redirected me. That delay prepared me. You may discover that what felt like rejection was actually redirection, and what felt like a setback was actually making room for something new. So don't assume that every no means you've been abandoned. Sometimes a closed door is simply a door you were never meant to walk through. And I know, that's easier to say when you're not the one standing in front of the closed door. When you're the one hurting, you want answers now. You want to know when things will change. You want to know when the financial pressure will end, when you'll meet the right person, when your family situation will improve, when your health, career, relationships, or dreams will finally begin to make sense. But sometimes, you won't get the whole map. You'll only get the next step. And that's okay. You don't have to figure out the next 5 years tonight. You don't even have to figure out next month. Just take the next step, then another, and another. That's how you get through difficult seasons. Not by knowing exactly where the road ends, but by having enough faith to keep walking. And if you're exhausted, rest. Please hear that. Rest is not giving up. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to have a difficult day. You are allowed to cry. You don't have to be strong every minute of every day. Sometimes strength looks like getting out of bed when you don't feel like it. Sometimes strength looks like asking for help. Sometimes strength is simply whispering, "God, please carry me today because I don't have the strength to carry myself." And maybe that's exactly where you need to be. Not trying to control everything. Not trying to understand everything. Just learning to trust one day at a time. Because worrying about tomorrow won't give you tomorrow's strength. So don't spend today's peace fighting battles that haven't happened yet. Deal with today. Take care of today. Pray about today. And let tomorrow come when it comes. You have already survived things you never thought you would. Don't forget that. You've grown through things that once broke you. You've learned things through pain that comfort could never have taught you. And even though you may not see it yet, there is still something beautiful ahead of you. There are conversations you haven't had, people you haven't met, places you haven't seen, memories you haven't made, prayers you haven't prayed yet, and moments you cannot even imagine right now. That's why you cannot give up on a story that isn't finished. Maybe you're listening to this late at night. Maybe everyone around you is asleep. Maybe you're sitting alone with thoughts you haven't been able to silence. If that's you, I want you to put your worries down for just a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath and say this quietly. God, I don't understand everything that's happening in my life, but I'm choosing to trust you with what I cannot control. Give me strength for today. Give me peace for tonight, and help me believe that my story isn't over. That's it. You don't need a complicated prayer. You don't need impressive words. Just be honest. And then, let yourself breathe. Tomorrow doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to wake up with everything figured out. You just need enough courage to take one more step. One phone call. One application. One conversation. One prayer. One morning. One day at a time. And if you've made mistakes, don't let them convince you that your life is ruined. Your past is part of your story. It isn't the entirety of your story. You can learn. You can grow. You can start again. You can become someone your past self never imagined you could be. So stop punishing yourself for something you cannot change. Learn from it. Give it to God. And keep moving. And if someone hurt you, I know forgiveness isn't always easy. You don't have to pretend that what happened didn't hurt. But eventually, you have to decide whether you want to keep carrying the weight of it. Give that pain to God. Let Him work on your heart. Let healing take its time. And don't let what someone did to you determine who you become. You still have a future. You still have purpose. You still have hope. And no matter how long you've been waiting, don't confuse waiting with being forgotten. A seed spends a long time underground before anyone sees it growing. Just because you can't see something happening doesn't mean nothing is happening. So keep praying, keep working, keep believing, keep becoming. And when you feel like nothing is changing, remember how quickly life can change. One conversation can change a relationship. One opportunity can change a career. One decision can change a direction. One moment of courage can change an entire future. You don't know what tomorrow is carrying. That's why you keep going. Not because you know exactly what will happen, but because you know that giving up today would mean never discovering what could have happened tomorrow. So please, don't give up yet. Not because life will suddenly become perfect. It won't. There will still be difficult days. There will still be unanswered questions. But you don't have to face those days without hope. And when the next difficult day comes, come back to this reminder. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still capable of beginning again. And your story is still being written. Maybe today you don't need another sign. Maybe you simply need a little encouragement to keep going. So let this be that encouragement. You have not been forgotten. The waiting season isn't proof that God has left you. The closed door isn't proof that your future is over. The difficult chapter isn't proof that the story ends here. Keep walking, keep praying, keep trusting. And when you cannot see the whole path, just take the next step. One day, you may look back at this season and realize you were stronger than you thought. You were closer than you realized. And the things you couldn't understand then finally started to make sense. Until that day, don't lose hope. Tonight, give God the things you cannot control. Give Him your fear. Give Him your unanswered questions. Give Him the person you're worried about. Give Him your future. And then, rest. You don't have to carry tomorrow tonight. Tomorrow will come when it comes. For now, breathe. You are here. You made it through today. And that's enough for tonight. If this message touched something in your heart, don't just scroll away. Take a moment and write Amen in the comments. Not as a magic word, but as a simple reminder to yourself, I still have faith. And if you know someone who is quietly struggling right now, share this message with them. You never know. These few minutes may be exactly what someone needed to hear tonight. Remember, you are not forgotten. You are not alone. And your story is not over. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep hoping. Your next chapter hasn't been written yet. Amen.